episode 166. Yeah, baby. Welcome to 2025. And on this episode, Jack is back. Starting the year off right. Jack, my boy Jack Calabrese, the man, the mouth, the not a legend. My brother in microphones. Yeah, we're going to be talking about lost hits, songs that provoke memories, all sorts of good stuff. And I'm sure Jack's going to wax poetic about something at one point in time or another. It's inevitable. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Jack. And me, of course, because, well, it's all about me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
The KOFB studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Mesdames, Messieurs, le disc jockey Zach est de retour.
Public service
Après le
announcement.
succès imprévu du titre It's My Life, il dit merci à tous les autres disc jockeys pour leur coopération fantastique. Un merci particulier à NBG, à Future Breeze et à Jean-Paul. Alors, à votre demande, répétez encore une fois.
That was a public service announcement, and I agree with everything that fine young lady just said.
Encore une fois.
And I think I'll have a public service announcement before every show in the future.
Encore une fois.
Yeah. Because it just delays Jack coming on.
Encore une fois.
I'm really taking my time bringing this guy on.
Encore une fois.
And I know he hates electronic dance music, so that's how I keep this going a little more.
Mesdames, Messieurs, le disc jockey Zach est de retour.
The girl has a lot to say.
Encore une fois. Encore une fois.
Yeah, a little. You know, I love my techno. My EDM. The one and the only Jack Calabrese. There he is. He's on. You can hear his fucking microphone rumbling through the.
It's right. It's right there. It's just right there. Just relax.
It's just right there. It's just right there. Yeah. Let's get the comments.
By the way, who said that I hate electronic dance music? That's not true at all.
Well, Steven Romano just commented and said everyone hates electronic dance music, so that means you.
No, that does not mean
That
me.
means you. Steven Romano does not lie.
Stephen Romano does not lie, but he's wrong about me disliking electronic dance music. I happen to like electronic dance music very, very much.
I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so?
I don't. I've never heard you talk about it. I've never heard you even reference it. I've never heard it on any of your playlists or any music we've ever talked about. You have never, ever mentioned anything. The closest you come is calling me Cynthia Lauper. That's it. You laugh at EDM.
I do not laugh at EDM. I like EDM. But look, one of my favorite songs of all time is As Days Go By Dirty Vegas. Remember that one?
Yeah, Dirty Vegas. Yeah, so you are a how can I put it? Fair weather, as Mark Smith would call it, a fair weather fan.
That is not true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely not true.
What was that, like 1994?
I just love that song. Are you starting already?
Well,
fucker.
I'm starting, like I just told Jack right before this. I literally fucking left Miami. I had a conference down there, and I left Miami at 4:00. And I got in my fucking door at 6:45. That's it takes me 3.5 hours to get to St. Augustine. 2.5 hours to come up from Miami. It's 51 miles. You know, I also the Orange Bowl is tonight too. I hit that truck. It's still fuck Miami. Anyway, I feel better now.
Dude, how many? You're a guy that's retired.
Yeah.
How often do you have to deal with commuting and traffic? I mean, come on.
But when I do it big.
Yes, you do.
Evidently. When I
So,
do,
yeah, you haven't lived
big.
there in decades, and you complain about the traffic coming in and out of Winthrop.
Well, that is a fucking problem. Yeah.
No, yeah, but it's not a problem for you.
Look, see Stephen Romano stirring it up. He goes, "We're on your side, Jack." In other
That's
words,
right.
we are. In other words, he even know he's backing you that you don't like EDM.
That's not true. I do not dislike EDM. I do not. I dislike ED. That's no good for anybody.
How fucking old are you? How old are you? Really?
It was a joke.
Jesus. All right. Let me here we go. There we go. So how you doing? How's it going this week?
Good.
Well,
Good.
What's the latest and the greatest?
Hey, just getting the year started, just paint my ass off. What are you eating? What is that?
An Italian sub.
Let me see it.
It's big, it's thick.
Is that only half of it?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Publix
Do they make it-
supermarkets makes with the bread. Look at the bread.
Can you actually
it's crunchy.
can you actually get a decent Italian sub down there?
Publix, they do it right, man. Pub subs, they call them. Each supermarket has their own sub shop.
How does it differ, if at all, with the subs that you get up in New England, or
The bread.
in particular in Massachusetts?
Well, it does. I mean, you get good subs up there, right? The thing is, down here, it's hard to find good, the food that we grew up with, right? But when you do, you know it. And this roll is crunchy. It's got the little seeds on it. You know what I mean? Has a soft inside, little crunchy exterior, and they pack the meat in there. No lettuce.
Walk me through the ingredients. What's on that sub?
All right. So it's got ham. It's got
Ham.
spicy capicola. It's got prosciutto. No. It's got the mortadella. It's got provolone. It's got I put some tomato, banana peppers, some pickles, onions.
Are the pickles and onions sliced or diced?
It's like dill pickles, right?
That's
Yeah.
no good.
It is. It's good.
No, it's no good.
And the onions are sliced. It's not
No.
diced.
It's got to be diced.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Well, I'm so glad that you saved your eating your sandwich for the air. That's great.
I told you I just walked in the fucking door. I'm starving. Fucking these conferences. It's at this fucking Brazilian steakhouse where they come around the Rodizio, but the conference was fucking running behind. I literally got 2 pieces of meat because they got to do it with everybody. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hungry.
You eat your sub there, little boy.
Oh, I'm going to. So we're going to do what we did last week. We're going to pick up where we left off. I got a lot of good feedback from these lost hits, and just basically, talking about them a little bit.
Well, before we get into that, I mean, shouldn't we just kind of like talk about what's going on in, the music world right now?
Yeah.
Or do you want to stay on your sub?
No, I'm listening. I'm all in, buddy. I'm all in. And I got iced coffee, too.
Nice. So, hey, lot of talk, and I know you're not a huge fan, and we kind of talked about it last week, but will you actually go see the Dylan movie?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I'm really considering it, and which is funny because number one, I'm not a huge fan, but number two, I don't dislike Bob Dylan. I'm just not a fan, right? I respect his body work. I respect what he did. I'm just not a fan. I think he's overrated in the music department. He has a lot of great, good songs with great lyrics, and he has some fucking stupid songs too. So,
But wait. What are his stupid songs?
now his number one stupid song is "Everybody Must Get Stoned." Come on, that's a fucking idiot song. Zero intelligence to write that fucking song.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta consider the time, back in the day, right? So when did he write that? 64?
And he
60
wrote
or
it
actually
to be a fun
66?
song, but it's fucking a no-brainer song. It's as intelligent as "Do you like pina coladas?" and "Walks in the Rain," like fucking stupid shit. And then he goes and writes something like "Tangled Up in Blue." Fucking brilliant.
Absolutely
That
brilliant.
story, he's good at telling that story. So, but I actually am considering going to see that movie. I haven't shunned it.
So you refer to "Everybody Must Get Stoned." You do know the actual name of that tune, right?
Yeah, it's the something song. What is it?
"Rainy Day Woman 12 and 35."
Yeah, which really makes no fucking sense. But I want to get to this comment. Steven Romano just said, "You're not going to believe this, Scott. I hate movies. I hate movies." I can hear him saying it right now. "I always fall asleep. I went and saw it. I thought it was incredible. I recommend it."
See
I
that?
didn't fall asleep.
See, Steve
He didn't
Romano
finish
knows
it
what
with that. Oh,
he,
hey, don't sleep on him. He knows his shit about music.
I know he does.
Yeah.
He always has.
When we first started
has.
this podcast, he would call me up. He'd call me up and he'd say stuff like, "You're dragging it on too much. You talk too much about it." Like he was literally like producing the fucking show. "This is what you need to do." Okay, Steve. But he knows the shit. He's a
Musicologist.
he's a Neil Young, basically historian.
Freak. Yeah. He knows Neil Young backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Neil Young, one of the best concerts I ever went to, and by far the worst concert I ever went to.
Explain.
So the bet I've seen him a handful of times, not as many as Steve has probably had, the opportunity to see him. But Neil Young is like, Van Morrison or even Bob Dylan. Like you just never fucking know what he's gonna play. He can go in any direction. So the first time I saw him, he actually played with Crazy Horse and did all of the great things that you wanted to have him do. Played acoustic, played with the band. Hey, my, Needle and the Damage Done. Everything
The whole
that you
live
would want
Rust
to hear.
album.
And then the next time I saw him, I actually trekked down to what was Great Woods in Mansfield, Massachusetts at the time. And it was when Neil Young was going through that period where he did the Shocking Pinks in the Reactor, where he was doing the not electronic dance music, mind you.
That's right.
And he played one song that people knew. He did After the Gold Rush, I think, to just appease the crowd, but the rest of it was all his new techno and Shocking Pink shite. It was a terrible, terrible, long, like, come on, give us a little something, mix it in, sprinkle it in, will you?
So let me ask you this. First of all, Dave Phillips, King of the 45s, welcome to the show. So let me ask you that. These artists, they know why 3/4 of the fans are there. They know why they're there. And they're there to hear the songs they want to hear. Now, Morrissey is infamous for this, although he does, it's almost a guarantee you're going to get 3 Smith songs. You just don't know which ones in a show, but for the most part, plays his own shit. And a lot of people go because they think he's going to be a Smith's oldies act, which is what he actually said he'll never be. So what do you think of artists like that show, Neil Young. Oh, Robert Plant. Like, I know somebody that went to see him, and he was with Alison Krauss and didn't do one Led Zeppelin song, like not even mention of it. So,
Yeah.
you know why you're going to see Robert Plant for the most part. Maybe you or I look differently, but the majority of the fans, right? They say, ooh, Robert Plant. What do you think of that? That they go and they just don't even, like, dip their toes in what the fans want.
I think we have empowered a lot of artists to kind of take advantage of it. You know, look, well, let's use Neil Young as an example. Totally made up hypothetical situation, right? But you got Neil Young that's going to go out and he's going to play a good mix of, you know, Buffalo Springfield, CSNY, you know, his own solo stuff, the Crazy Horse stuff and whatnot. Hey, you know, go nuts and advertise it as such. I think that if you're going to go out and you're going to do something experimental to kind of stay within your artistic vision, and that's what it is. You know, people blame, oh, I'm an artist, right? I'm not a troubadour, right? I'm not a monkey up on stage that, you know, takes requests. I'm not a human jukebox. Well, you know what? You kind of are.
You kind of are in that situation.
You kind of are. You know, especially in this day and age where, you know, they're charging $300 and $400 and $500. Can you imagine going to see Neil Young and spending, you know, $300 for a ticket and he doesn't play anything, you know? You know, there's got to be some balance there, right?
Pearl Jam coming to the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida.
Are you going to go?
I looked at tickets for the fucking balcony, $700.
The people at Ticketmaster should be locked up. And it's not just the people at Ticketmaster, right? Obviously, you know, Pearl Jam to a certain extent and any other act has got to be complicit in all this. So here's the question that I have for you, Scott McLean, aside from the fact that ham does not belong on an Italian sub.
Spicy ham.
You can call it whatever fucking ham you want. Unless it's prosciutto, it doesn't belong on that fucking sub.
Okay.
I want you to, in front of all these people, pull the ham off of that sub.
No. So what's the request? What do you want to know?
Shit, I forget what I was going to say.
Jesus, you need to start drinking.
I'm drinking water.
Steven Romano said he saw, let me see. What was he, where is this comment? It's pretty funny. He said when you were talking about the digital.
Oh, wait a minute.
First he said they played Mr. Saul digital. I was tripping. I thought it was because I was tripping.
that show.
That's
if we're talking about the same show, that show was horrendously bad. And in all fairness, that was back when the ticket was probably, you know, $22. But you know, look at the people that paid to see Madonna last year. All right, so you know, first off, you get what's coming to you, right? But you know, people paying $400, $500, $600, $800, over $1,000, and she played snippets of some of her songs, start and stopped some of them, went on 3 hours late, and did new arrangements of it. People left; they were fucking bullshit. You got to remember that. You know, part of the music business is business, right? There's a commerce aspect to it. People want to be entertained.
Yep.
They don't give a shit about. Well, let's put it this way: most people that are listening to the podcast right now, and most casual music listeners, when was the last time they actually bought a Neil Young record? When was the last Madonna record that they bought? They want to hear the old stuff.
Yeah, and she's not appealing to new crowds.
So here's the excuse that you actually get from you know, some of these artists. They're overcharging, or what they feel is that they're appropriately charging for concert tickets because they can't make any money writing songs and selling albums anymore. You know, with the digital platform, people aren't buying, you know, albums. I know vinyl has had a little bit of a resurgence, but nobody's buying CDs, cassettes, and nobody's buying albums in large bulk anymore, right? So You don't have the revenue coming in. And if you looked at what Donald Fagen from Steely Dan makes on every time Steely Dan is played on Spotify, it's pennies.
Yeah. So while you were talking, let me see if this cuts over. Are you there? It's not working. Here we go. Are you there, Steven?
I'm here.
What's
Yeah,
up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Scott,
Yeah,
can Jack hear me?
he can hear you. Yeah.
All right. I can't hear him. Can you hear me, Jack?
He's
I can
nodding
hear
his
you.
head, yes.
Okay. That concert you're referring to, Neil Young had to go out on tour and do a show like that so he could win his lawsuit against a record company because they sued him for not making Neil Young music. So he went out.
But David Geffen, recruited him, paid him a shitload of money.
Hold on.
Just wanted to let you know that little tidbit.
All right. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
And it was the Reactor tour. It was the craziest thing. I was tripping. Neil Young came out wearing a white suit with the big hockey pucks. He looked like Mr. Knee.
Did you like that show?
Did you like that show?
No. It was a great time. It was a great time. It was the first year of Greatwoods.
Ah, okay.
Dude, that Neil Young show is like putting fucking ham on an Italian sub.
Like he always does. When he plays Greatwoods, it's usually the year opener. Fucking May fucking 6th this year, freezing out.
All right, dude. Thanks for calling. All right, bud.
So what Steven is referring to, and he knows his stuff. David Geffen spent a boatload of money to recruit a bunch of big name artists when he started Geffen Records, and one of those individuals was Neil Young. And David Geffen was betting on Neil Young putting out, Neil Young sounding records and making a lot of money. And Neil Young, whether he consciously did it or whether he was trying to reinvent himself or whatever the case was, he put out a couple of records that were largely experimental, that just did not sell, did not sound like Neil Young. People didn't buy them. They were financial disasters. And David Geffen sold them. He sued him. He was suing him for not making Neil Young sounding records. So
that's funny because it's the opposite of Creedence Clearwater Revival. Well, the representative suing what's his name? The old lead singer from Creedence.
John
Fogerty. For sounding too much like Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck, right?
Yeah, but you look, not for nothing. And, look, Steven, I appreciate that little tidbit. But just because David Geffen and Neil Young are having a little tiff, it doesn't mean I have to sit through 2 hours of fucking unrecognizable shit.
What else is going on? What else is on your mind, Jack?
Oh, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, wanted to talk a little bit about, the Dylan movie. I do think that you should see it. Although I do recognize that, the movies are oversaturated now. It's either Marvel or DC comic movies or, music biopics. I mean, run down the list. You got the Queen one, you got the Amy Winehouse,
Elton John.
you had the Elvis one, you had the Hendrix one,
The Elton John one.
the Elton John, and most of them suck.
I won't go see them because someone asked me why. I said because I lived it. Like we were there. We know pretty much. There's nothing that they did in those movies, with the exception of, and I'm assuming this. With the exception of the origin story, like key parts of it or small parts of an origin story.
Yeah, but even
what the fuck do I want to know Elton John's background for, anyways?
Elton John's got a compelling story. Actually, that one wasn't half bad. It was part kind of fantasy and part kind of story, but it actually showed that he could be a bit of an asshole.
Hold on, I got a piece of
but
ham.
even
I got a piece of ham in my teeth. Hold on.
I'm sure you do.
Go on.
Doesn't
say-
belong on an Italian sub. What was that? What were you drinking? What was that?
Oh, this is Mr. Brown iced coffee.
God,
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I was drinking those in 90, 91 in Sacramento. You can only get them at like Asian stores.
cans of iced coffee and Italian subs. It's really good to know that you're taking good care of yourself, Scott.
Dude, I've eaten sushi and then followed it up with chocolate milk. So,
We all know the Luther.
dude, I bought that one time at lunch at Publix supermarket, right? So I get supermarket sushi, but they make the sushi right in front of you, and it's a Japanese guy, so you know it's real, right? It's funny.
How do you know
they
he's
hire those guys too?
How do you know he's Japanese?
Chung chang ching.
Oh my god. Oh my
That's
god.
what he says whenever I go to order sushi. Hi, can I have a banana roll? Chung chang ching. So
That's great.
and
I gotta go. Adios, everybody.
It's 2025, Jack. All that shit's gone. That woke shit is dead. It's dead. Nobody fucking cares anymore. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's all I'm saying. We can joke about it again. We're free to joke about it again. Imagine that. Freedom!
Hey, I grew up being called a guinea, wop, dago,
right.
greaseball. I loved it.
Nothing wrong with that.
It made me who I am today.
That's right. That's right. You and your glowing personality.
That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me. You know, sparkling.
So lost hits.
Oh shit, we're already getting into this. What about the other stuff that we were going to talk about?
Well, bring it up. Start talking.
How do you feel about Kendrick Lamar playing the Super Bowl halftime show? Is he worthy?
Kendrick Lamar is he's one of those. The guy sells a lot of fucking records.
Oh yeah, Kendrick
Sells
Lamar is
a lot of records.
He's a major talent in his definitely.
He's in the top, like he's in that top echelon of like 4, maybe 5 people at this point right now. Doesn't get caught up in any, seems to not get caught up in any controversies.
I know that we've talked about this in the past.
Him and Drake
but
don't like each other. That's for sure.
Who likes Drake?
A lot of people like Drake,
Yeah.
but Kendrick Lamar isn't one of them.
No. Yeah, but look, rap is having a feud. That's really a new original idea,
business.
isn't it?
It's good for business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is Drake really a rapper? That's the other thing. That's the question. Is he really a rapper?
Not
Or is
really.
he a pop star that has rap in his songs? That's the knock on Drake.
I would say the latter.
He puts out good music. I like it.
But with Kendrick Lamar, in the Super Bowl show, halftime show coming up, it always brings up the debate of who put on the best Super Bowl show and who didn't. And we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, it won't be him. No rapper is ever going to put on the best show.
Why?
It's
How can
just
you
not-
say that?
It's not designed that way. Like they are just not. They're not. Rap is not a dynamic show. Prince puts on a dynamic show. U2 put on a dynamic show. Whitney Houston, dynamic show. Rappers are more of a in-your-face show. You know what I mean? They can have a big stage show, but they, as performers, are not true performers. They walk around and I love rap. No, you know what I'm saying. But live.
No,
rap
no.
is not-
I don't know what you're saying at all. What you're
All right,
saying
I'll
makes
tell you right now.
Wait
Live.
a minute. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. What you're saying. You're saying that a rap musician, a rap star cannot be dynamic on stage. The shows aren't
They're
dynamic.
not known for having these big fucking production shows. They're just not known for it.
So when Jay-Z goes out and plays Fenway Park, no dynamic.
It's a good show. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not like a band like U2. Like these It's a different vibe when you go to these shows. You know who puts on the best shows of all? DJs. Do you ever see those? You ever see videos of these DJs playing over in like Norway and Germany? That's
Looks like-
insane.
It looks like crazy fun.
Dude, it does. I love that shit. I mean, they have their fucking stage for one guy or two guys is those shows are insane. The light show and the fireworks and the whole thing. That would be a better show. To get like Paul Oakenfold up there and just like watch it, but it's not popular music, so that will never happen. Look at
that stuff is hugely popular overseas.
Yeah, but
and
it's not going to grow in America.
That's not true.
Not for a halftime show. Not for
no, you mean DJ?
Yeah, a DJ. Yeah,
but DJs are routinely and regularly selling out the Boston Garden, Madison Square Garden now. Like that has become incredibly popular.
So that's good for 20,000 people, right? And then you go to Europe and they're in stadiums, right? But it's not going to go over on a halftime show.
I don't know that I can speak to a DJ, at a halftime show one way or the other, but I think that you're probably selling Kendrick Lamar a little bit short.
Well,
I have no.
If it's a halftime show, they're going to make it big. They're going
to
make a big production. It's not his touring production. It's the production that the Super Bowl is going to put on. They're going to have this giant stage. He's not fitting any of that in an arena. And Kendrick Lamar certainly isn't selling out stadiums.
No, but he's probably selling out arenas.
He's selling out arenas, yes. So that's what I mean. Like their shows they're not, no rappers have this huge stage show that they got to truck up and fucking bring to the next show and set up like, all the fucking, it's good. But it's not great. Their shows. I'm telling you, that's just the nature of the business.
You're entitled to opinion. I think it's a blanket statement that you can't really back up, but whatever.
You can't disprove me.
I'm not trying to disprove you.
You are though.
I am not.
You're disagreeing with me, and by you disagreeing,
I do disagree with you.
You're trying to disprove my point, and I know rap fucking.
I don't.
shows.
Wait a minute. I don't know how you can just make the statement that their shows are good, but they're not great.
Okay, when I say that, I mean like the production, production. And by the way, go YouTube a rap show. Like YouTube an old
Oh wait.
No, listen to me. Let me finish. YouTube like a Wu-Tang Clan show. It's chaotic. There's 12 of them, and they're all moving around, and they're all singing. They're all like, and they all walk up to the front. It's just chaotic. If you saw that, you saw the it was groundbreaking, but the LL Cool J Unplugged, right? That wasn't really that great. He had a live band, and he sang, he sang like 4 of his songs, 5 of his, whatever the Unplugged was. But it was good because it was unique. It was good because it was a first, and it was visually because of the live orchestra. But it didn't really fucking go over well with his fan base. It went over great with white America and white MTV, but you didn't see him fucking doing that shit ever again. It wasn't like LL Cool J and the Boston Pops go on tour together. I'm telling you. Perry Dedovich, the AI, said, aren't halftimes usually lip synced? They are. U2 wasn't.
But U2.
Prince wasn't.
Well, hold on a second. Perry's asking the question: are the halftime shows usually lip synced, right? So I think Perry's question is a little narrower than it should be.
You have to fucking break down everything. You can't take anything as just what it is. You just did that to me. Now you're doing it to an AI. This guy will fuck your life up. He's an AI.
I'm just trying to answer his question. And you brought it up. Look, Perry's right that there are absolutely some of the hold on. The halftime hey, shut up. Can you just take another bite of your sandwich?
I'm done with it. I finished it. It was really good. Go on. I won't interrupt. I won't even breathe.
Here's the sad fact of the matter. Not only are a lot of halftime shows lip synced, but a lot of live concerts are now lip synced. But what I meant in terms of expanding beyond that is that there's other trickery and fuckery going on around as well. That you have artists that may not be lip syncing, but they're actually using auto-tune live. In addition to that, just because you brought them up, look, nobody loves U2 more than I do, but those boys play to a backing track.
Yeah.
So they may, yes, indeed, be playing live, but it's not all live.
So, let's get into that. Let's get into that for a second. Is it just as bad to have a backing track but live vocals, or is it bad to be lip syncing to live music?
No, but look, you and I come from a day and age where if there was any manipulation, people got roasted, crucified over it. I mean, but now it's just routine.
Acceptable.
So
that earlier. Yeah.
So, to a certain extent, so we can almost go back to the whole Neil Young conversation in terms of what they're playing. But beyond that, look, if you're paying a lot of money, you want it to be a good show that sounds good. So if they're leveraging technology to have a backing track or a click track or whatever, some of that stuff is forgivable. If you're paying $300, $400, $500 and somebody's going out and they're not fucking singing live at all, I think that's disgraceful. But
agree.
Here's the difference, Scott. You and I and people like us are the only assholes who care.
I don't know about that. I think there's a lot of people that do care.
A buddy of mine dragged me and Deb to see a country artist, this guy named Nico Moon. And I'm looking up on stage. I did not want to be there. I'm not a huge country guy, but I went because he's my buddy and I love him. And, we had a great night just goofing off and hanging out. But I'm looking up on stage. They were literally 3 people on the stage. And what I heard was drums, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, pedal steel,
bass guitar,
fiddle,
yeah.
Bass guitar, right? And this guy, I was watching him, and he had the biggest grin, and he was moving around, and people were going nuts. That guy did not sing one fucking word. Yeah. And you know what? Everybody around me, they did not give a shit. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
And then they find out, and they're like, "Oh well, I had a good time anyway." Well, then fucking watch it live. Watch a concert on your fucking big screen and turn up the music. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Hey, what's the next wave of this shit that's coming on? You got people that are using AI and holograms and that type of thing. Hey, you're gonna get to go and see Nirvana play if you want, or the Beatles play.
That's been in development. That's been in development for a little while now. And AI is just going, and they can never really pull it off. But AI is going to really raise the bar in that. Now, I would enjoy something like that. You know why? Because you know what you're going to see.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're going to get. It'd be entertaining visually, audioly. It'll just be a cool experience.
It's
Elvis or Roy Orbison or
Yeah, in some way, it's a great way to keep the music alive, right?
And they make money off it too.
Introduce the music to new generations, and to your point, yeah. How do we keep milking? How do we keep making money?
Right.
For me, am I opposed to going and seeing an AI version of John Lennon? It depends. If it's advertised as such, it's good production. and it's
you hear
reasonable.
good write-ups, exactly. And yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go and spend $200 to go and see it.
You know what it's like? No, I'm not going to pay like I'm going to a concert. Exactly. It's like going to see. Remember they probably, I don't know if they still do it. Remember the Museum of Science in Boston? They had that. They have their what do you call it? The domed.
The Omni
No,
Theater.
it was like when you
the planetarium.
Planetarium, right? And you would pay to go see something in there that had like Pink Floyd music in the lasers at the time, right? That were like really technologically advanced and the stars going over. And it was just a whole experience, right? And they're playing Pink Floyd music or whatever. It's kind of like that, except you're going to see a hologram and, and you're going to be like, all right, that was fucking pretty cool. That's how I would look at it. That'd be pretty cool. As long as the music's loud and crisp and the hologram doesn't glitch like fucking Princess Leia. Zit, zit, zit.
Yeah. For me, I would still much rather go and see a guy or a gal with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Well,
somebody that can actually, pull it off live.
I agree. Perry Dedovich, the AI, says apparently there's usually a couple of laptops on stage and backstage now, which is the norm. And he's right. And that has to do with lighting. That has to do with when I saw the church in this little venue with Phil Kelly here in Fort Lauderdale, and they had a laptop right on stage, like they were controlling that, like they were going in and doing something in there, and I don't know, and they didn't seem to have backing tracks. They were pretty much doing what they do, and I don't know what it was for. But it was interesting to see the laptop right there, like to the right of the drums, and he'd go over and he'd do something in there, and I don't know.
Yeah, this whole idea of like cheating in live music, it's gone. It's out the window.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I think people like us care, like Dave Phillips said, he cares, but the average fan, they see Taylor Swift. And if she lip syncs a few songs, Madonna was notorious for lip syncing in the 90s. She actually got caught lip syncing. Didn't care.
Nope.
Didn't care.
No
one can run around like that. No one can run around and sing that fucking clear, like without being out of breath.
Yeah, not only did she not care, but the people that went to see her didn't care either. It didn't affect in a bad way her ticket sales in any way, shape, or form.
Millennials, fucking idiots.
Look at you.
I'm just saying, boomers would never stand for that. Like, we would have been outraged. Millennials like, it's okay. Fucking idiots. I'm starting to gain a little respect for Gen Xers, by the way.
I'm a Gen Xer.
Gen Xers and millennials. So they're starting to like act like they were the ones that invented shit, but they're realizing that as they get older, now they're looking at millennials and this new generation A or whatever.
Gen Z?
Yeah, and Gen Zs. They're looking at them and going, you guys suck. Just like we said to them, you guys suck. Right? Now they're getting old enough. Now they're walking in our shoes, watching these motherfuckers try to ruin everything that they had growing up, right? That we gave them as boomers, I mean, we invented the big wheel going over the ramp that was built over fucking 2 trash barrels. Like, we invented that shit. That was us. Like, thanks to
us.
Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
Right?
So I tell people the stories about when we were kids, and they can't even fucking believe it. I mean, that one of my first jobs was selling fruit in Haymarket. I used to take the train by myself at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, would you ever let your 12-year-old kid do that?
No. I used to take the train into Boston to see my grandmother by myself, and I was like 11, 12, like you said. Yeah. I mean, at 14, we were going into the combat zone, which was like New York's version. It's the New York version of 42nd Street, right? And we would just go in there like fucking, we didn't give a fuck.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, in the fact that our parents let us take the train into Boston, the bus to the train, right into the city, and get off in the subway and walk up the stairs and go into the city by yourself.
Yep.
Like, I fucking love that. I love that, but not anymore. Know why? Because baby boom, Gen X mothers ruined everything. Gen X mothers ruined
Everybody gets a ribbon.
Gen X mothers are the fucking ones. My parents didn't let me. They made me, and I didn't like it. So now it's like, we're going to take everything away that was good. Gen X mothers ruined everything. They ruined fucking American childhoods. But there's still some rebel mothers out there. There's a lot of rebel mothers.
What kind of a connection do you have with your own kids? Do you guys share a lot in terms of what you like for music?
Music isn't really talked about like with me and my. Well, it was when we were younger. Irene and Colin were like they would listen to everything I listened to, and I used to talk to them about like rap. I'd be like, "This is just music." Marilyn Manson. They were listening to Marilyn Manson. They were listening to Oasis. They were listening to everything, and I used to tell them it's just music. Whatever you see on TV, whatever you hear about Marilyn Manson, blah blah, it's just music. And it's good music. And they love it. And they never got all fucked up over it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like my daughter was the one that basically turned me on to Korn. My son was the one that turned me on to Gorillaz. Like when they first broke in Korn and Limp Bizkit, like and all that, like the new metal movement. My kids got me into that. Because they used to buy the CDs and they, and I was like, and it was fucking great. Yeah. But, as they get older, it's not really a thing. Then I was fortunate to have David and Amanda, who I know David was really like, I got him into Korn and then Gorillaz, and then he just kind of went off on his own thing.
My kids, like little kids, grew up loving the Pogues, REM, Tom Waits.
Yeah. And that's what you were playing. That's what you were playing.
Plus Peter Gabriel and and everything else. Chili Peppers.
Why would you subject your kids to Peter Gabriel?
Because Peter Gabriel's a genius.
It's fucking horrible.
Dude, that's an idiotic fucking. Why would you say that?
Music. The best thing that ever happened to Genesis was Peter Gabriel leaving.
Oh my God.
What the fuck were they doing when he was there? They weren't doing anything. He was he looked like a clown when he shaved his head down the middle. The guy from Prodigy made it look better. Let's put it that way.
So you think Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, all of the other stuff that they did, and I get it, it's prog stuff. It's not your thing, but you think it was a lot better when he left and Phil Collins was singing Invisible Touch?
Yep. I do. I do.
I didn't, I don't think I ever knew that you disliked Peter Gabriel as much as you do.
I never bought into him. I mean, Sledgehammer was a good radio song. It was a poppy, catchy song, Red Rain. Okay. Red Rain's a good song, but I was never. What about like In Your Eyes? Not a good tune? Good tune. That's 3.
What about, what about Salisbury Hill?
Nope.
What?
Don't like it.
Why?
It's too fucking. It just gives me this like Jethro Tull feel, and I don't like Jethro Tull either. No. Yeah. I mean, all right. You know what? Let me put it on, and I'll tell you why I don't like it.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I don't like it. I don't like it.
Shut up.
I don't like it at all.
Shut up.
I'd rather listen to rap music.
Shut up,
rap music, it's good, but not great.
Shut up,
not dynamic.
Rabbit. That was one of the best cartoons ever with the fucking Rocky the gangster. Shut up, rabbit. Garbage.
What do you mean garbage?
Jethro Tull. Da, 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 da.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill.
Yeah, I like Salisbury steak better.
Of course you do.
I do. See, look at Steve Romano. Don't put it on, Scott. I'm with you. It's a garbage song. It's garbage. It's Peter Gabriel.
Look,
Peter
look,
Gabriel. You know what? Peter Gabriel and fucking and what's his name from Styx? DeBarge.
Dennis DeYoung.
Dennis DeYoung. Those two should fucking get together and make a play.
I think that
play.
I think that Peter Gabriel is well beyond Dennis DeYoung. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, El DeBarge, Dennis DeYoung. It's all the fucking. El DeBarge is better, actually.
God. Look at you, Salisbury steak. When was the last time you had a Salisbury steak?
And probably in Winthrop High School cafeteria. Lunch.
You kind of miss it. You kind of miss it with that brown sauce.
It's fucking hamburger. It's a burger with brown sauce. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever be better than the pizza burger that they used to serve when you were way too young, because I was in elementary school. And when they first broke, we were in the Highland School when they started supplying schools with school lunches. It became a big deal. And they were these fucking scalding hot tins. They were literally like fucking TV dinners. And you would just smell on Tuesdays. It was the pizza burger.
I don't remember the pizza burger.
Was covered in fucking mozzarella cheese. A burger covered with mozzarella cheese and sauce, red sauce. And it was like molten lava. Like it was, but it smelled so fucking good. It smelled so good. Let's get into some lost hits here. And I'll start off. This is a journey into sound. What song is that from? You wouldn't know. It's Eric B. and Rakim. Anyway. This song came out in 96, and I don't know. I think you heard it. It's a lost 90s. I got a bunch of 90s hits here. Because 90s was actually horse meat. 90s is good music. So who sings this? Have you heard this one? It'll start to pick up.
It's a state of mind. I take things off to clear my head, to say the things I haven't said. Live inside the elements, the earth and sky are my best friends. Water is the evidence that washes me from end to end.
It's coming up the hook.
With my naked eye, I saw the falling rain coming down on me. With my naked eye, I saw if I said it all.
No?
No, I don't know this tune.
Lucius Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Lucius Jackson, Naked Eye.
Is
Good
it
video
Lucius
to that
or is it Luscious Jackson?
I always said Lucius, but it's Lucious. Is it Luscious?
I think it's Luscious.
I think they pronounced it Lucius, though. Either way. Anyways. You know, I made a concerted effort to stop saying anyways, and it worked. So tell Deb she was successful in changing my vocabulary.
Deb is
Never
all about
too old to learn.
Deb is all about deprogramming.
Oh, Steve Romano's very active tonight. Thank you for not recognizing that song.
Yeah, you got me, man. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay, what do you got? Give me a song that I can play.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to start with something that is actually kind of old, and I'll tell a little story behind this. Let me ask you this, Scott. When Van Halen first started out, and this was even before they put out their first album, they hired Ted Templeman of the Doobie Brothers producing fame to produce the first Van Halen album. And Ted Templeman and the management actually wanted to get rid of David Lee Roth, like before the first album was even recorded. Do you remember who they actually wanted to replace him with?
I've heard this story before, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
They wanted to replace him with the lead singer of a band called Montrose.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar.
I was going to say that too, honest to God, but I was like, they wanted to replace him with Sammy Hagar, yeah.
But Montrose had their probably biggest hit was a song called Bad Motor Scooter. Great song.
Want me to play it?
I want you to play it, and I want you to play the beginning for one particular reason as well.
So you saying this is a lost hit?
It is a lost hit.
All right, here we go. Oh, shit. If that's not a Van Halen song.
No.
Yeah.
It's a great song. But play the beginning just for 1 second again.
From the very beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
All right, you can stop. Now listen to this.
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
That's where I heard that. That's where I heard that before.
So is that a tribute to that song, or is
it
that
has to be?
Is a ripoff?
I have to say that's kind of an homage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, because the whole song after that is different. So that would be more of an homage, because it's like its own entity within the song. It's not relevant to the other. All right, Kickstart My Heart motorcycle thing, but I'd say it's kind of an homage.
Yeah.
You never heard Sammy Hagar complain about it.
No. I think that Motley Crue were well aware of the early Montrose. They were a monster band.
Right.
They were actually probably deserve a lot more credit than they actually got. They never really hit the heights. They were pretty popular, back in the day. But Bad Motor Scooter, great song.
All right, tell me what year this song came out. And it's a lost hit because it was popular. It was in the charts. What year?
So this is the Nails.
Yep.
So it's what, 88 lines, about 44 women.
Yeah.
And I would say that this came out in 1984.
1986.
86? Really?
Girl, she held out to the bitter end.
Wow.
Was a different type.
Yeah. 1986 that came out. And it was a hit. Like that was a popular song. I hate that whole talking through a song. The only song I like where somebody talks through it offhand is Wild Side. That Lou Reed. Lou Reed talked through everything though. He never really was much of a singer.
Yeah.
It was his style. It was his style. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that was his style, right?
That's kind of a quirky little, tune. I liked that song. And believe it or not, there are actually a couple of other songs on that album that were pretty good. And the reason I know that is I was working at Strawberries Records and Tapes.
Yeah.
On Washington Street, and we used to, have our playlist, and we were featuring. The Nails was in rotation, and they used to play that song. I heard that song.
Those playlists were brutal.
30 times a day.
Fucking brutal. When I worked at a record store, and it was like, I don't know what's called. It was actually a chain. It was a chain record store. They sold DVDs too. It was the whole thing. You had to wear a fucking shirt and pants and a tie. I forget the name of the place, but eventually the whole thing folded. But those fucking playlists were brutal. I'll do that at a supermarket. Like I'll go in and I'll say to the cashier, Young, I'll say, how many times you heard this song today? And it's usually to a fucking cashier. Just
it was particularly difficult if it was a shitty record. Like what?
Oh yeah.
But one of the other ones, like I can almost tell you like 5 or 6 albums that when I worked at Strawberries, the first Fat Boys album,
pretty good.
The Nails, David Bowie, Tonight with like Blue Jean and Never Let Me Down.
Right?
Not a great record.
I like Blue Jean.
Yeah, not a great record and hurt. Yeah, Blue Jean was okay, but when you hear for the 12th song, 12th time in of
Yeah.
the day was just,
Yeah.
it was
All
actually
right, I got
crazy.
this is a lost hit. They were, but they're kind of in that. Were they one-hit wonders? They had a second hit, and this is just in the United States. Group is the Stereo MCs. You ever hear of them? Ever hear of the Stereo MCs? Right?
Yeah,
So this
sure,
song-
sure. By the way, Mood
Yeah.
Swing, The Nails, 88 lines about 44 women came out in 1984.
My shit said 86. All right, I believe you. I'm not going to argue. I don't know why my stuff came up. Although I was putting this list together when I was driving, so. Well, sitting in traffic, I should say. I literally was in standstill traffic.
I think I was living on Cape Cod in 86,
Okay.
so I wasn't working at Strawberries
That
anymore.
makes sense.
I had long since been
That makes
fired by then.
So this group, Stereo MCs, came out with this song. It was a big, big club song, too.
Yeah, I remember this too. Yeah.
Right? This is a big club song. And at least in Sacramento. That's where I was when this. So this came out in 1992. What were you doing in 92?
I was living in Somerville with Deb. I might have been was I in Winthrop by that point? Depending upon what time in 1992, I might have actually been living with Deb in Winthrop.
Okay.
On the verge of having a first child.
Okay. Fun times. Fun times.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
give me another lost hit from your list.
So not only I think that this is a lost hit, but I think that this is kind of a one-hit wonder. I have this song on a couple of mixes in Spotify. For whatever reason, I just love this tune. But the song is No Myth by Michael Penn.
Oh, yeah. Michael Penn. I like it. I like this song, too. Good pluck, yeah. Yeah. What year? I'd say it was late 90s. Early 90s?
No, I think
80s? Really?
I think it's the
Gotta
80s.
Look it up. Late 80s,
89.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, 89. It's actually later than
Yeah.
I thought it was. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, I
song.
love that song. By the way, Michael Penn married a Boston music hero.
Oh, he married. Didn't he marry? Was he married to Amy Mann? Yeah, yeah.
Amy Mann, yeah,
Till Tuesday.
from Till Tuesday. Yep.
I put Michael Penn in there with Julian Lennon. They had like those two. Each one of them had like Velotte had like three good songs maybe. Michael Penn was the same. He has another hit too. There was another song that came off his debut album, if I remember correctly, and it was a pretty good song. Like it wasn't bad. I just remember that it wasn't like, oh, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah, his stuff
Yeah.
is okay. It's okay.
That was that. Like
But that song that
Yeah.
was his high watermark. I remember he played the WBCN River Rave at the Boston Gardens, and I was with
Yeah.
Burt Klein from Winthrop, and I had a couple in me, and I was talking to Michael Penn, and I just made a complete asshole of myself.
all right.
I can't even tell you what I said, but I remember walking by going, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, and he
get your
didn't
shit
give a
together,
shit.
will you, man?
He forgot about you as soon as you walked away.
No, he didn't give a shit. But yeah, and you know what? Like he was mid sentence, and I actually turned away from him because Dave and Ray Davies
Well,
walked
there
by.
you go. There's a reason.
Yeah.
All right, this
Yeah.
song. What's that?
Bye bye,
Oh, yeah,
bye bye,
yeah.
Michael Penn.
All right, this song. Tell me if you know who sings it. You know who sings it? Letters to Cleo.
Yeah, I like this song too.
Yeah. It's a good song. Came out in 1997.
Well,
But it's
they
one of those
Boston.
songs you don't hear on the radio too much. You don't even on Sirius. Like I listen to the 90s. I jump around, you know. But
Boston band.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the song is Here and Now by Letters to Cleo.
Yeah.
All right, give me another lost hit off your list.
I will actually pick. I think that this is a lost hit. Another band from the 80s that never really, took off. They had some notoriety. They had some level of success. Let the Day Begin by The Call.
The Call. Wow. I know this song. Yeah.
This is a great tune.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, The Call. Wow. Never really did much after this. So.
They had this. They had I Still Believe.
Yeah.
And they had their first hit, When the Walls Came Down.
Yeah, When the Walls Came Down. Yeah. Let's jump ahead of this. Yep. What year?
Oh God, that's got to be 86, I guess.
Oh, check it out. The Call. Wow.
How about that?
I love doing these shows. I love this whole rabbit hole because you really
89.
89. Okay, you really
89.
do discover like all this shit. Like really, these were hits at the time. Meaning, they were in the top 40, maybe the top 70. You know what I mean?
Date.
Hold on.
What was that?
Someone's coming through my gate. I don't know who it is. I just let anybody in. I don't even ask. Not good. Yeah, these really were. These were on the radio. They were in rotation, these songs.
Yeah, radio, MTV videos, the whole deal.
I got one for you next.
All right, hit me. Hit me.
No, you forgot about this song. You forgot about this song, I'm telling you. This one came out in, I'm going to tell you, it came out in 82. So I'm going to test you on this. You're going to know exactly who it is right away. There we go. But I know you forgot about it. You know it yet?
No.
Very unique sound. You've heard the song though, right?
It sounds familiar to me, although it sounds completely cheesy, like it's like in a driving scene in the movie Footloose.
This is like the fourth hit off this album.
Oh, this is Missing Persons. That's who I thought it was.
Yep. That sound. I mean, their sound is they niched out their sound, right? And this is like the fourth best song on that Spring Session M album. The hook's coming up. That's the hook of the song, right? It had a video. It was played on the radio. So, can you not tell me? You have to agree with me on this. This album cover is almost the absolute epitome. If there was a definition of the 80s, right? This could possibly be the picture that you would see. The cover of Spring Session M. So it's a beautiful cover. but just all the colors, the hair, the fucking blue line through the eyes, the whole thing.
So
Yeah.
hey, you were talking about Letters to Cleo, right? Dale Bozio?
No, she's not in Letters to Cleo.
Well, no, but she was a local girl. She was
Yeah, she was from Medford.
Medford,
Her
Massachusetts.
and her husband, Terry Bozio.
Well, I don't know if Terry was.
Oh, okay. I thought they met.
So Dale Bozio was in Medford, Massachusetts. She ended up going. She studied drama at Emerson. Went out to California
LA,
to be
yeah.
like an actress. She actually ended up at the Playboy Mansion for a little while.
Yeah.
And then ended up with Frank Zappa. That's how she met Terry Bozio.
So,
by the way, you know, when she was at the height of her fame, if you want to call it the height of her fame, like right around 85, she posed naked in Hustler magazine.
she had a killer body.
Oh my God.
So the story goes that she's out in LA and her sister was there, and something happened to her sister with it. She got in an accident or something. And her sister was pretty banged up, and they were staying in a hotel, a Holiday Inn, as a matter of fact, I believe it was. And so she's in the lobby. She goes out to the lobby to get something, and she sees these three guys. And she doesn't think much of it, but they kind of approach her, and they start following her up to her room. And she runs in the room, closes the door, calls security, hotel security. She said, next thing you know, there's a knock at the door, and she looks through the people, and it's a security guard. And the guy, she opens it up, and he comes in, and her sister's on the bed, and the guy says, all you need to do is shut up and do as you're told, and you won't die, basically. And he grabs her and throws her up against the wall, grabs her by the hair, right? And she breaks away somehow, and she runs over to the window. And the guy comes at her, and now her sister starts to kind of interfere. But she's all banged up. She climbs out the window. She's on the ledge of the fucking Holiday Inn on the 4th floor. The guy reaches out and grabs her, and she says she just let go, and the guy let her go, and she falls 4 floors, hits the top of the Holiday Inn sign. You know that arrow?
Sure.
Right? Hits that, fucking falls down, hits the ground. She broke both her elbows, her floating rib. She fucking almost died. Like, she was fucked up, right? She wakes up like 2 weeks later in Frank Zappa's living room. Frank Zappa had paid to get, the hospital. She's got, bring her to my house. They set her up in his living room. And she said, I woke up and I hear a harp playing. And she's like, did I die? And it was Moon Zappa playing the harp because she said that will help her heal. And she said, I was passed out. I dropped out again for like another fucking week. And they were trying to feed her pasta. She remembers, she goes, they kept trying to feed me pasta because you haven't eaten in 2 weeks, right? But yeah, that's where the song Destination Unknown came from. It was kind of from that story.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Go. Yeah, she just let go and was like, whatever happens, happens at this point. Yeah. Crazy, right?
I did not know that story.
Yeah.
The one story that I do know about Dale Bozio is, she lives here in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, she was arrested for animal cruelty. So in 2009, she was convicted of animal cruelty after
if that
several
was me,
dead.
you would be fucking jumping in my shit right now. Whoa! What did you just say? What did you just say? Whoa!
Hey, I never.
Aminal? Did you say aminal? See, I let you go. No, not you.
I never claimed that I could read.
Keep going. Tell the fucking story.
So it says in 2009, she was convicted of animal cruelty after several dead and malnourished cats were found at her home in Ossipee, New Hampshire, while she was touring with her band. She claimed that the caretaker that she had hired to stay at her house did not arrive. She was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 250 hours of community service, barred from keeping pets in order to pay $2,700 euthanasia bill.
Yeah. She, I saw an interview with her. I don't know when it was done. It's fairly recent, I believe. She's got like the nicotine stains on her front teeth.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And she has like the ratty. She's fucking out there, man. She's out there. Like, she's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But she's cool. She's cool crazy though. You know?
How much of her look did Lady Gaga steal from Dale Bozio?
Fucking everything. Everything. She stole everything. That whole look. You know, I mean, she is an iconic figure in the 80s, in the music scene of the 80s, basically because of her look. On that Do You Hear Me video, she's wearing that dress with the Wendy O. Williams. Remember Wendy O. Williams of the Plasmatics?
Sure.
Except at least she covered, you know, the outside of her breast, Del Bozio did, and her nipple, but it was in the short dress, great body, you know, that typical Italian nose, like that Italian look, Italian girl look, you know.
Most people don't know that, you know, Missing Persons actually had a handful of hits.
They did. Yeah.
Destination Unknown.
That's what I'm saying. Off that album alone.
Destination Unknown, Walking in LA, Mental Hopscotch.
Yep. Walking in LA was Terry Bozio she was living in they were living in an apartment complex in LA, the three of them. And it was the guitar player. I forget his name.
Warren Cucciarelli.
The dude, he's the one that wrote fucking Duran Duran's what's it called? Ordinary World.
Unknown caller.
Ordinary World. He wrote Ordinary World. That dude wrote a lot of fucking good songs after Missing Persons.
He may have written the music. I thought Ordinary World was actually written by Simon Le Bon because it was about him
maybe the lyrics,
losing his friend.
He wrote the music for it.
You might be right.
No, I know I'm right with that. Yeah. There we go.
I'm just looking. I'm curious.
You're trying to prove me wrong.
No. I think you're right. I think
Give
that.
me another song. Give me another song. I want to run another
song. All right. I am going to pick Starseed by Our Lady Peace. Hey, while you're playing that, I'll be right back.
What are you going to go get a fucking Italian sub?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Why would he do that? I'm going to play the song. I like Our Lady Peace. I don't know if this is a lost hit, though. This might be a song that he likes. But I don't think this is a lost hit. I don't think this had airplay. He's not here, so I can talk about it. No, this wasn't a lost. This isn't a lost hit. No. I have to boldly disagree with him. Have to boldly disagree with Jack on this one. Starseed, what the fuck? Dude, this isn't a lost hit. This isn't a lost hit. This is just a song off their album. Can you hear me? What are you doing?
You there?
Yeah.
Not a
See, you fucking walked away. See? With those fucking in-ear fucking earplugs. Can you hear me now? This dude, he walks out, gets out of Bluetooth range, and now he can't hear anything.
Hey.
Huh?
I can hear it. I
Okay.
can hear it.
Dude, this isn't a lost hit.
Yeah, it was. What are you talking about?
No, if you were gonna have an Our Lady piece, a lost hit, it wouldn't be that song. It would be this song. Yeah, it would be this one because this is the one that had all the play.
Will you worry that you're not liked? How long till you break?
Yeah, not Starseed.
Smile, but how much can you fake? An ordinary boy,
Superman's dead.
ordinary name, but ordinary is just not good enough today. And now,
Starseed is like the third song that would be played by them.
It was a single.
No.
It was actually on the Armageddon soundtrack. It was a single.
This is the other song that would be before that one.
Hey, I can pick whatever fucking song
But it's
I
not a
want.
lost hit. I know
It is a lost
I know
hit.
Our Lady
It
piece.
it is.
Listen, this is a good song, actually.
throw away the radio. Suitcase keeps you awake. Hide the telephone in case you realize that someday
This is a lost hit.
you're not okay. You level out,
Loud.
and it's not alright now. You need to understand. There's nothing strange.
That's a good fucking song.
They had a couple of good songs, but Starseed was a hit for them that just never gets played anymore.
Nope.
What do you mean no?
Nope. I know this group, and I know their hits and what's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
their
Look,
hits.
you know this group. I know this group. I
No, you
bet you
don't.
most of the people
you
that are listening don't know this group.
I know you don't. You're just making it up.
You're
Or
a
you would have
giant
picked one of the
shithead.
other songs.
You're a big jerk.
Just saying.
You're a big jerk.
No, you're just clumsy.
You're just stupid.
You're just.
You're a giant stupid head.
All right, here we go. Now let me get to my next one. Oh, this one, dude. This one was from 1980. I'm gonna see if you know who this is. Oh, I love this fucking song. No, that's not the one. No, come on. How did I was doing this while I was driving, so I put the wrong one in. I gotta hold on. Shut up.
You shut up. You know who's stupid? You stupid.
Here we go.
I can still taste the ham from my Italian sandwich.
It's right. That's right. Damn right.
Ham
Here we
on
go.
an Italian sandwich.
Who sings it?
Oh my God.
1980. This was a hit. This is a top 10 hit.
Is this Our Lady piece?
No. You're going to know as soon as you hear him sing. You don't know this song? Oh, I love this fucking song. Here we go.
Oh, it's Isaac Hayes.
Yeah! Yeah!
And I love Isaac Hayes. Look. I was just listening to Isaac Hayes
There
the
you
other
go.
day.
Chef! Here's the hook.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
Feeling is killing me. I would stop for $1 million. No inside and don't let go. Oh. See, I can do Isaac. You can't. You don't have that voice. Isaac Hayes, 1980. That's a jam. That's a jam. All right, give me another one.
All right. How about since we mentioned them earlier, how about Man on the Corner by Genesis?
Yeah, you know what? I'll go with that. I'll go with that. That is one of their lesser played hits.
They
right?
never play it.
No. But it was a hit. It was in the top 40, I believe. Now, how many songs we thought were in the top 40, but were in such heavy MTV rotation, we just kind of confused the two, right? Peter Gabriel couldn't have pulled this off. He
probably would have refused to play this.
Exactly, because he's a fucking asshole. He's an asshole. Yeah, Man on the Corner. That's a good song. That's a good song. Well, that was a good album.
Song.
That whole fucking album was good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Couple more. This one came out in 1998. I think you know it. I think you probably you should know it. It was pretty popular.
Oh, yeah. New Radicals.
Yep. My daughter, Irene, hates this fucking song.
Why?
I don't know. But she hates it. It's a good song, though.
I love this song.
Yeah. If you can't listen to this song and think of Winthrop on a summer, like in the summer, 3 a.m. we ran the Miracle Mile. You know what I mean? Like, oh, when there's just nobody around. Yeah. This is a great kid's like childhood song. Like right here, these lyrics.
So do we have to talk about the end of this song?
Yeah, let's go. Let's jump to the head. Let's jump to the back. I love that he fucking dogs them all because he's right. Right here.
Health insurance, rip-off lying, FDA,
So he
big
says
bank
health
is
insurance-
buying, big computer, crashing, dining, cloning while they're multiplying, fashion shoots of Becky Hansen, Courtney Love and Marilyn Manson. You're all fakes, run to your mansions, come around, we'll kick your ass in.
Right? They didn't like that.
So Greg Alexander, who...
Hold on. Yeah, they didn't like that at all. He's right. Beck was a fucking sellout as soon as he fucking made it. As soon as that dude got money, he went right over into that side from being the cool nerdy dude to the fashion, fashionista fucking nerdy dude. Nah, I never bought into him after that.
So Greg Alexander was basically essentially the New Radicals.
The New Radicals, yeah.
And he basically said that he threw those lines in there to see if the media would pick up on it and ignore the social message that is conveyed at the beginning of the song or the front end of the song.
Right. And they did. Well, it caught traction. I remember seeing an interview with Marilyn Manson, who fucking couldn't fight his way out of my fucking my former Italian sub tinfoil. Saying, I'll tell him to meet me, blah, blah. I always love when fucking rock stars try to get tough. It's so funny.
So Matt, but the quote that I saw on well, I have in front of me in Wikipedia, Marilyn Manson commented that he was not mad, said that he kicked my ass. I just don't want to be used in the same sentence with Courtney Love. I'll crack his skull open if I see him. Beck reported that Alexander personally apologized for the line when they met each other by chance in a supermarket, claiming that it was never meant to be personal. Alexander collaborated with Hansen, whose drummer Zach Hansen called him a bit of a character, but a cool guy.
And he never really made it after that. He was too.
Well, they said
he was a wild card. He was a wild.
There was one other song off that album called Somewhere We Go.
Yeah, something like that.
I love that song as much, if not more, than this song.
Right. But nothing. Again, I think he was hard to handle, and record companies didn't want to deal with him.
Well,
because
I think he made.
I said he was a bit of a character.
I think he made this one record and he left the music business.
Well, I'll give him credit. He was wearing the fucking bucket hat before that whole, early '90s or early '90s, late '80s, Manchester scene when the bucket hat became like a big thing. To where even Oasis was wearing them. Liam Gallagher was wearing them. The dudes from Stone Roses. The drummer was wearing the bucket hat. He was wearing that shit too.
Someday We'll Know. The second single off of that record is one of my favorite songs. I love that tune. It's a beautiful song.
Let's play it. What's the name of it?
It's a beautiful song. It's called Someday We'll Know.
It's a beautiful song.
It's sentimental, but I like.
Don't start getting gay on me now. Let me see. Someday We'll Know. Yeah, I said that. So what? We'll know.
Well, this whole you've been just set free, haven't you?
I have. It's a new time.
Ah, beautiful song.
90 miles outside Chicago. Can't stop driving. I don't know why.
Gay?
So many questions. I need an answer. 2 years later.
No, it's a good song.
On my mind.
Get to the chorus. It's a nice song.
It's a nice song. I'm not denying. I'm just saying it's
a nice song.
Feminine for you.
You got a nice little song. It's nice. It's kind of pretty. It's a little romantic. It's a nice song. Can I tell you?
All right, you want to talk about quirky songs? We got 2 more songs each. 2 more songs.
Oh God, for the love of God, I want to go to bed.
No, you don't. You love this. You miss this.
Yes, it's my favorite.
Let's see. It's again, this is a really quirky song. Here we go. And I don't think you know who sings it. Or you don't remember who sings it, but everybody heard this fucking song.
I've been practicing in my mind.
Came out in 94.
Catch the vibes, the reggae and the ragtime. Catch the vibes.
There we go. It's going to pick up. Hit it.
Whatever bubbles up. Whatever bubbles up.
I feel.
Whatever bubbles up.
You ever hear this song before?
I don't think I know this tune.
It's Lucas with the Lid Off by Lucas.
Nope. This one got by me.
It's a pretty jazzy song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lost hit, 94. He never did anything after this. I mean, one-hit wonders and lost hits are basically, they can be the same thing, right?
Yeah, sure they can.
All right.
Can I ask you a question? You can you actually have a lost hit or a lost song? Maybe it never gained the prominence that it deserved, but can a band like Van Halen have a lost hit? Can a really popular band So if I were to list a bunch of Van Halen songs that are lesser known, do they qualify?
That's good.
Like in a simple rhyme, or Out of Love Again, Woman in Love,
I think
Fools.
Women in Love is could be considered because that's probably my favorite Van Halen song, because Van Halen 2 is my favorite Van Halen album. And Women in Love is probably it's my favorite song off that album, I believe. So, but you never hear it played. So I think you just answered your question. I think there are songs like that and so think about that, right? Let me see. Why? Where is it? Here we go. Why do you never hear this song on the radio? Right?
Love that.
Fucking great song. What doesn't it have that's not radio appealing? And it just never got pushed. It never got, but it was played, but it wasn't.
Such a great song.
It is, and it's not David Lee Roth's like out of control. David, he's actually really singing. Like he actually performs. Right? So I think you just answered your question.
Yeah. Hey, while we're talking about our Van Halen boys, if you find yourself on a long trip, get onto Audible and listen to I guess you'd call it a memoir by Alex Van Halen, the brothers book that he put out. It's pretty damn good. A lot of kind of interesting backstories that you may not know. And if you believe him, Alex Van Halen is somewhat of a controversial figure, but if you believe him, they were devastated when David Lee Roth left the band. And Alex Van Halen kind of considers that the end of the real Van Halen.
Well, it was. I mean, I held strong for years until then I started to appreciate when all the luster died down from Van Hagar and a couple albums in and everything kind of the dust settled. Then I went back and started to appreciate Van Hagar. But yeah, they watched they watched their fucking ATM or the money truck back out of their fucking bank instead of back into their bank.
I mean, they did pretty
good.
well with Sammy,
but they didn't know that at the time. So that's the thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, they had a very, very lucrative and successful career with Sammy Hagar, but in terms of like what's aged well, like the first, what is it?
Not David Lee Roth.
No, not David Lee Roth, but those original Van Halen albums have aged so much better than the Van Hagar stuff.
So there's a decade difference in there. I mean, they were legendary for their first 3 or 4 albums, right? Or if not all their albums, all the way up to 1984. I mean, they were all big sellers.
Yeah,
they were a Van Halen. They were the epitome of rock and roll at the time, right? So that shit's never going to get erased. Just because they feuded, it wasn't erasing anything. Now, when you start the second generation of Van Halen, they got new fans, right? So they
did. And look, there are people out there that like the Sammy Hagar stuff better. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Is that Scott the engineer?
It is.
Scott the IT guy. Scott the IT guy? What? He says, "Hey, Peaky Blinder, I have a project. I have a projector for you."
All right. Thanks, Scott.
That's a reference to Jack wearing the Irish hat, although it's actually cultural appropriation because Italians shouldn't wear those hats, but
who says I'm 100% Italian? I'm a mutt, just like you.
No. You're fucking 100% Dago.
Guinea.
Yeah, Guinea Wob Dago. We're free, Jack. We can do this now. Hey, look at 166 episodes in, and I haven't been canceled yet. And we're over 30,000 downloads, so I'm not worried at this point. Our fans are our fans. All right. I want to do one more song each, and then I want to get a memory from you. I have a couple songs for you.
I didn't do the memory thing. I'll
That's
have
right.
to think
you
of
can
that.
just pick any song. This group right here, you heard this song. They never bounced back, and I'm going to tell you the incident that happened. But this song came out in let me see, when did this come out? I forget. It was early 2000s, I believe. But there we go. And it's a couple samples here. Know it yet? That's a common hip hop beat right there. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Spandau Ballet. Actually, the lead singer from Spandau Ballet was in the video. Do you know who it is?
Is it PM Dawn?
PM Dawn.
That's funny because I have on my list PM Dawn, I Die Without You.
I Die Without You, yeah. Yeah. So
I love that. Is a beautiful song.
yeah, they were good. They were like psychedelic kind of hip hop, well, not hip hop, psychedelic pop rap. They were very unique.
They didn't last very long, did they?
No, I'll tell you what. They did a show with Boogie Down Production, KRS-One, and it was a hip hop show. And like I said, hip hop shows are different kind of shows. And they went out on stage and they fucking got blasted. And then to add insult to injury, KRS-One came out on stage and just started fucking, like when they left the stage, he shredded them. Like, who the fuck are they? Like, what the fuck? And they never really recovered from that. Like,
That's too bad.
Yeah. And these dudes are brothers. They were like fucking mellow. They didn't need.
Yeah,
like, they had no beef. You know what I mean? We're not looking.
Yeah,
for
they had
problems.
their own thing, man.
We just want to do a show, but no, you can't. But you got to know your audience. That's a big.
You mean
know
like
your audience?
You mean like when the Rolling Stones Prince out there?
Oh wait! Scott, the IT guy. Speaking of cultural appropriation, House of Painter. Yeah, I'm fucking Irish. I'm Irish. Want to see the big fucking Irish pride tattoo on my leg? I'm Irish. Don't start trouble. Look at this dude. He picked up right where he left off fucking 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Picks right up where he left off. Yeah, I'm Irish. House of Pain. Irish. Right?
Oh man.
What are you
So
looking
Prince,
at, Jack?
I'm just looking at PM Dawn. So it's by the brothers.
Yeah.
Atrell Cortez, known by his name Prince B.
Yeah.
He actually died.
Yeah.
He died in
fat guy, the fat one.
2016.
Yeah.
the fat guy.
The fat one. Oh, there was a fat one and a skinny one. That's how you can separate them. He's the fat one.
What a great guy you are.
I'm just, I can tell you.
Yeah,
what do you want me to say? The guy that should have taken Ozempic? What do you want me to call him?
Yeah, the fat guy. He died. Yeah, he deserved to die.
Well,
Fatty.
It's like Fat Luther and Skinny Luther. That's how you define Luther's career. Oh, is it Fat Luther or is it Skinny Luther? That's how you define the Luther Vandross career. Am I wrong here? No, I'm not. That's why the sandwich, the Luther, was created. Someone said, why'd you call it Luther? I said, because this is a sandwich that Luther Vandross would have eaten. Fat Luther Vandross, not skinny Luther Vandross.
I just find it funny. Like we talked about them being kind of like a beautiful mellow band, and I didn't know that he was dead until I looked at it. I was like, oh, that's too bad. And you're like, oh yeah, the fat one.
That's a fat one,
Yeah,
the skinny one.
of course he died.
That's how you differentiate them.
Yeah, of course he died. What do you think? The skinny one? Skinny one's going to live till he's 105.
He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Still alive.
Oh yeah,
So,
fat one.
There's that.
Hey,
All right,
fat one.
let me-
By the way, Luther Vandross, fat. He's dead.
He
You know?
died skinny, but he
Yeah,
died.
Leslie West, big rock star, right?
Fat,
Mountain.
died.
Fattest mountain, dead.
Meatloaf, dead.
Dead. Yeah.
You want to name all the fucking fat guy? Roy Clark, dead.
Mama Cass.
Dead. Ham sandwich.
No, she
I
did
know.
not.
I knew you. I could have fucking bet my fucking pension on that.
She
See how I
did
said
not
pension?
die
'Cause I'm
from choking
retired,
on a
Jack.
ham sandwich.
Someday you'll say the word pension, but not now. You're still on paycheck. See, there's a difference.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Not yet.
How many more years? You're
I
gonna
don't
be
know. We'll
60.
see.
You're gonna be 60.
I'm gonna be 60 in like a little bit more than a month.
You gotta fucking stop. You gotta fucking don't go to like everybody else. I know we're not gonna talk about your personal, but
I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be fat and dead.
you want to be fat, Jack?
Fat and dead.
That's how you'll be defined. Oh yeah, Jack's dead. What? He died fat, Jack, right? Not the skinny Jack, right?
Oh yeah, Jack. Yeah, let me do his eulogy. You know, he was fat.
I thought this motherfucker, Scott, the IT guy. I thought you were Canadian. What the fuck? Are you out of your fucking mind? Do I look like a passive beta male to you? Because all Canadians are beta males. Did you?
Wait a minute.
did-
Beta. When you say beta males, are these like pathetic people
Yeah.
that spend most of their
Soft-
time online?
Soft men.
Soft men spending most of their
Soft,
time in a
emotionally-
basement.
No.
You know, on online. You know, just worshiping. Comic book characters and video games and stuff like that.
No. There's another name for them, but these those are incels. You're talking about incels.
Incels.
Yeah. Incels
Hey, can
is all
you do me a favor and look behind you?
Yeah. Fucking Iron Man is the shit. You know why? You don't have one. Iron Man, light up, turn on. There you go. See that? See?
Wow,
Fucking right.
that's
Fucking
amazing.
right. Yeah. Yeah. You wish you had one.
I do. I
You
do.
do. And a Hulk, a life-size Hulk, and a life-size Spider-Man. If I had more room, like I know I got a big house as it is, but if it was bigger, I'd have the Thing. Or I'd have more than just what I have. Yeah. And my wife loves them too.
I'm
So,
sure she does.
That's really what
Sure
matters.
she-
All right.
sure she-
I'm going to ask you for a memory from this song.
All right.
All right, get your shit together. You ready? We're separating, moving to a new segment. What memory comes up when I say the Hooters and we danced?
Live Aid.
Ah,
They were one of the first bands that played. They weren't the first band, but they were on pretty early in the bill. And I remember them playing in Philadelphia. It was fucking hot as hell. 90, 100,000 people in there. I remember. That's what I remember about the Hooters. What about you?
the Hooters reminds me of college. Reminds me of college. Just that's when it was. I mean, yeah, partying and so. but it
So
was a
you
good
you probably have 100 memories related to this song, but what memory jumps up in front when I say "Stairway to Heaven"?
Oh, the fucking junior high
Yeah, being up in the bleachers
Yeah,
with all
junior
your
high.
buddies.
dance, yeah. And every time I hear a song from Led Zeppelin's first album, Ricky Collignon's Living Room. Ricky Collignon's Living Room. We fucking wore the grooves out of that fucking album in his living room. Smoking weed, drinking beers on a Wednesday afternoon during the school year. What were we thinking? Today it's fucking ketamine and Xanax. These fucking kids. All right. Phil Collins, Take Me Home.
I remember I had the cassette single for that in my 1981 LeBaron. Driving back from working at Blanchard's Liquors.
As we spoke of last week.
Yeah.
Nice. It reminds me of New Jersey. I went to me and this girl that I went to school with went to visit another friend of ours. I went to school because, well, the college I went to was 90% girls, so I hung out with basically all girls, which wasn't a problem for me. And we drove to New Jersey. I think she lived in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and she was a huge Trish Stone. She was a huge Phil Collins fan. Huge Phil Collins fan.
Phil Collins was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine Phil Collins, his solo, career? He's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his individual stuff.
Well, you weren't on the show at the time, but I know that me, Mark, and Lou talked about that. How is he not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
It's just crazy.
Yeah, but Sheryl Crow is.
Oh God, here we go again.
Well, I'm not. I will use these fucking women as
Carly Simon
as a jump off point.
Carly Simon.
Yeah, Carly Simon, who has like 18 albums and 12 of them are greatest hits albums, in different variations. Right?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
Hey.
Motley Crue, Looks That Kill.
So that was early. I think the thing that song reminds me of was second time I saw Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue was the opening act.
Okay.
And that was the song I knew.
Right. But before you knew that song, like what that's the memory that comes up. But what's like, does it remind you of any particular person, party, place? Like I could say it reminds me of Charlie Horse.
No, it reminds me of my basement.
That song reminds me of the Charlie Horse on the Linway.
Yeah.
Which was a pool. It was basically a pool hall, a bar. It was a big one. It was a nice pool, well lit. It was a really cool place to drink, during the week when you weren't working because you didn't have a job. And, well, I'd go over there with Marty Surratt and my brother, and we would just shoot pool and drink beers.
Surratt.
Fucking 75 cents a beer or something. It was like by like 8 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday, we're trashed. Yeah, because we didn't have to get up for work the next day because, well, I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
All right. Rapper's Delight.
You know what? You just said it. The Linway. I remember my father used to drop us off for the afternoon. When disco was kind of like the big thing. New York had Studio 54. The Linway had Studio 4.
Yeah.
And we used to, and they always used to play that. And I also remember that was another one that was played a lot at the junior high dances.
Yeah. That reminds me of the original Funhouse with Joe Mack, Marty. They used to have these parties and, like fucking, it was just crazy. And everything would be Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, fucking Cream. And then this song came on one night. Someone had the fucking, because it was a full LP, right? Long play. And the place, it just fucking changed everything. You watched all these white kids literally fucking just go, damn, wow. And everybody loved it. Like, no, even the metalheads are there. Like, you got to love this song.
Yeah.
It was
That's
so
great
fucking
too.
unique. You know what I mean?
It was infectious. It's just great too.
All right, one more. Give me a song. Do you have a song for me? Anything?
What about Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Smells
Any
Like
memories?
Teen Spirit. I was at the first time I remember seeing it or hearing it, I was in Sacramento. I was stationed at Mather Air Force Base. I was still drinking at the time, I believe. And there was this bar called Black Angus. It was a restaurant, but at 8 o'clock, it turned into a club, like a bar, they would clear the tables out and everything. And it came on, and yeah, that song, everybody just went nuts. It was like, what the fuck? Like, the place went nuts. Yeah. That and Enter Sandman, it's the same place, same memory.
Very
give it
cool,
away
man.
now, I think, yeah. All right, one more, and we'll wrap it up. Billy Idol, Sweet 16.
Oh, You know what? That, believe it or not, that reminds me of being on the Cape, drinking too much at Puffer Bellies.
Oh, Jesus. Puffer Bellies, yeah. People have no idea. That place.
No.
No idea. That reminds me of Basic Training. Reminds me of Basic Training. Yeah, 1987. Because it came out in 86, I believe.
It came out in 86, yeah.
Yeah. But it just reminds me of of Basic Training. Because we would go over to the Skylark, which was it was like a recreational place. But if you were old enough and you were off restriction, you could drink there too. And they always had a big jukebox with big speakers, and that song was like just comes to mind. That and "Don't Dream It's Over." Just remind
Crowded
me of Basic
House.
Training. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, we wrapped up another one. Good job. Fun.
2 hours.
It goes by fast, right?
It's the slowest part of my evening. I'm
Oh, my
fucking
God.
dying to go to
No,
bed.
But you'll be back next week, motherfucker. You're in it now. You can't do that to your fans. You
To
can't
my
do that
fan.
to your fans.
To my fan.
You can't do that. We'll talk.
Oh yeah, you know what I can do is instead of doing the show, I can just call Steve Romano direct.
And just get ribbed by him on that one. Yeah,
That's all.
Throw it all at me. I don't have to do the show anymore. Anyway.
That's all.
Anyway, well, listen, Jack. You know I love.
Anyways,
No, right. I said it right.
you're a good
Deb,
boy.
She changed me. She had an effect on me.
That's right.
Well, again, buddy, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
It's always fun. It's we don't rehearse any of this. This is all just the way it comes, the way
A
it
friendship,
happens.
a friendship of 40 years. You think
45 maybe?
45 years?
About that.
Hey, we just found another outlet to bullshit with one another.
Yeah, and you took a long vacation, so now you get to bring back.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a fucking vacation.
All right, anyway, I'll let you go, Jack. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like it, share it. If you didn't, well, thanks for watching and listening for an hour and 57 minutes.
Hey,
We
what
appreciate
happened
your
to this
time.
day in music?
I know. No, I didn't do it.
Hey,
I
what
didn't
happened
do
to this day in music? Oh,
because I
this
want to
is
get you the
a-
fuck out of here. That's why. I sacrifice. A staple of the
yeah.
show.
January 9th, Don McLean took a shit.
Here we go. All right to the end. See? Right? He complains but he keeps singing, doesn't he? All right, everybody. As I always say, doing the show for you, to quote my favorite artist, Marcy, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And, well, I know I'll be back next week. Jack better